Well, welcome back to Seablock, episode 15, I guess we must be now. Since last time, remember, we had realised we were very low on tin, and so I have built another stack here. This is going to turn into our tin. We're not doing anything with this just yet. We've got a whole heap of tin in here. We're not going to just have one little of these stone furnaces. We're going to do a sort of smelter block like that. That's my intention. What have we got? We have a blast furnace. It does not look like we have an induction furnace. Except we obviously do have an induction furnace. It doesn't look like we have a casting machine. We'll grab a casting machine. So I'm obviously going to need to provide a bit more room here. Let's do that now. Now, it's my intention, I mean, obviously, tin probably, well, I don't know if it's obvious, but it certainly is apparent. At the moment, we're using more iron than anything else. We're using quite a lot of copper. We want to use a lot more tin than we are currently able to. Let's put it that way. So that is why we are doing this. We basically want this kind of arrangement, I think. So, the other thing I did, I'm not sure if I did this in the last episode, but I have prioritized getting rid of the copper from the iron so the iron can keep going. I was finding the iron was getting jammed, so quite possibly we're using so much more of the iron at the moment than the copper that to keep this process going we need to force the copper through this side. So yes, I'm prioritizing copper from the sapphirite. Anyway, let us take a quick copy of this arrangement because we need basically the same thing again. And if I haven't mentioned it just yet, we're going to have to change what some of those filters are, but we are in a headlong rush, I guess, for robots, because they will help us get to our goals a whole lot faster. Well, they'll automate building this kind of thing rather than me having to manually do it. You will be outputting silicon and crushed bobmonium. I just want to check one thing. This iron recipe that can use silicon comes in molten iron, I believe. So manganese ingot, which I don't know how you make that yet. Manganese or manganese cathode. That's getting rather complicated. That's not really where we wanted to go. I'm on a side track. Good, another process. Silicon ingot. So we actually need to turn the silicon into ingots as well as the tin. And then we can make molten iron using up the silicon that comes out of this process. So I think what we are going to want to do is probably set, obviously that doesn't work, set this one to the extra slag that comes out of here, and set this one, I think we'll actually set this one to the tin. I'm slowly learning my way around this. Apologies for relative incompetence there, but we are getting there in the end. So you go on up there, so we kind of want to come through along here, I think. Okay, let's get our... Do we really need these little passageways? It would be silly to waste resources when we are still struggling for ore. I don't think we will be in the fairly near future. Once all of this is set up heading towards our belt, we should be in a much stronger position, but right now we certainly are. We need iron. We need iron. How unusual is that? We need some of those. We're going to need more of those. I'm going to put them on the bus sooner or later. Okay, that gets rid of our extra slag. Now, you can come this way, where we will have our blast furnace, which will be making tin. And we of course need some more inserters, because why wouldn't we? We're going to have to get fuel in, which would be this line. However, I want another blast furnace. It's in there, isn't it? Is that it? Blast furnace, that's the one. We're missing stone brick now. Fortunately, I am constantly making stone brick, though maybe not quite fast enough. Let's just do that, make it happen a little bit faster. Blast furnace, then we're going to be missing that's going to take long enough. We'll have to come back when it's done. These need inserters. I therefore want a blast furnace. Would there be a problem putting these two guys hard together? I guess we'll find out. Soon enough. You will do silicon ingots. Okay. That's something that I'm going to want to get over here, and we're going to have to do quite a lot of reorganization around here if I am to get iron to have these two processes. In fact, we're way too tight on space here for me to really get it the way I want it. But we'll find a way. Maybe it will thread through here. Not sure. I also need to get steel happening. Let's try and finish the tin first, because that is priority. The next stage of it was this one. Probably want to aim that down there. Probably don't actually need to. You will make molten tin. Power. And then we need some pipe. And the casting machine. Probably like that. Now, the reason I'm putting this to the side, not just hard up, is I believe you can run more than one casting machine off the input, and we will need a belt that comes through here. And aside from anything else, I actually quite like having some of the water remaining in our base when we don't absolutely need to excuse me, take it away. So yeah, let's see what we can do about preserving a little bit of it. Just need quite a bit of belt right now. There. And let's do what we do with the other products. Put those there. Maybe make that one a near inserter. And cast tin plate, please. You can actually cast solder directly. Interesting. Right, fuel. That's the fuel line over there. I want to try and make sure there's room for another casting machine there for when we require it. But I do also realize that a lot of this stuff is going to have to be rebuilt probably fairly soon. And more iron. This is why we're going through so much iron, and why I need to set up some like more kind of carry on. Where do I need this to go up? Basically, how are we going to get it through to there? That's a problem unless I was to push all of this down, which is not a bad idea. Actually need 2, but or 3 or whatever that was, but it looks like it's what we've got. So my general idea is this will come up to there. So as a consequence of that, let's drop that down. Alright, it's going to be easier if we get off the belt. Make some more. You are going to need to drop off long, and we'll go back to our induction furnace. There. Pipe. And our casting machine. And our exit. With you being a near. molten tin and tin plate. Now, the conversion of this is much better than directly into the other thing, which is why we did it. Okay, so you already have 48 silicon ingots. That's pretty nice. Actually, there may be a time when I want this down here as well. In fact, there probably is, so let's just allow some space for that to happen. One of you needs to be a near. Now, where exactly are you going to go through? I was thinking through, like here, wasn't I? How am I going to fit another induction machine in here? Sorry, blast furnace. I think it's, no, it's an induction machine, isn't it? Induction machine recipe. Induction furnace, yes, induction furnace. So, what I would need to do is basically divert this stuff. This little patch of blue is going to have to go away. We will divert our extra slag. Down there. And make another induction furnace if we can. That is the casting machine. The induction furnace, of course, needed more stone brick, but we were making more. You still have way more than you do, so have some more. So an induction furnace. Of course, if you remember from earlier, we are running at 4 times speed. We're now running at 2 times speed, with the very good reason for that of, you've got to go, very good reason for that being, actually, I want to change how this works. I wanted to move you. You've got to move then. Let's put you over here. And you, of course, are doing iron plate. This should go down. Whoops. Down like so. Why don't we just pick up all that? Now, casting machine, that needs steel plate. Hopefully we have some steel plate. We do not have steel plate. You just need 8 iron plate. Okay. This is a very wasteful process, so we kind of need a better process than this for steel. But we're only doing it for these initial machines. You can have some of that. 2. How much do I in fact need? I've got enough for a casting machine. I think that's all I was after. You don't have power. Let's give you some power again. Let's put you there actually. And let's give you the 2 machines. One of them can be a near machine. On the other side we have a casting machine. That's what we just built, right? Yep, you can go there. We need some pipe. You'll also be doing iron plate. You are going to use that formula. okay, means you'll need to be fed from there. It means we will need a yellow underground. As I do some more spaghetti nonsense. Yeah, you're going to come through there. You're kind of in the way where you are. Doesn't actually look like we needed you, but one back anyway. Spaghetti nonsense, okay. Come through there. If we're only getting one feed for that, we probably only need one for this as well. This is kind of defining then where we need to come through. So let's carry that to its logical conclusion. That means that we obviously don't have nearly enough iron. Other one. So we can probably just go straight through here and then just pop down to there. Let's just work out exactly where that is. Okay, tin. Why? Oh, because you're jammed with this stuff that we're trying to get rid of. Okay. Do I need you? Got you now. Iron. Now, the thing is, of course, we've got the same number here as we have in the iron and the copper. That doesn't seem to, on the surface, make all that much sense, but and I know copper, we need to have copper feed into bronze machines, so none of this really makes that much sense. We're going to have to expand it all quite a lot. But at least for now, I'd like to see us being able to accelerate our science. Let me see if I can find those robots. We're going to find some construction issue, I bet, as soon as we actually get there, aren't we? Something that I don't know about, which some of you probably do. Although you'd think if the tech is done right, you ought to be able to build the robots as soon as you uncover all the techs you need to get to them. And I want to get these things as well. I'm not quite sure how I use them, but I know that I do need them, so I don't think there's anything here that you don't need. At least I can say that the tech is now, we're now focused in a particular way in the tech tree. There it is. More so than we had been, simply because of our desire to get to robots to help us build stuff. I'm not 100% sure if that's enough. It probably is, actually. Although, which one lets you have roboports? Because we probably need... That's a personal roboport. I don't necessarily need that. I just want normal roboports. I guess when we get to it, we will worry about it. It doesn't look like the tech gets any more expensive as we get there. So, is there any obvious thing that's holding us up? You could get rid of the stuff faster. You could actually use, as I said, you could actually have more casting machines. This does look like a better steady stream of tin than we had previously. All 3 of the science machines are now going, at least. Though it doesn't look like that great a stream of tin. Oh, you don't have anywhere to deposit the output. You need to be an air. And you need to be able to access your own supply of fuel without me needing to run over here every few minutes. Okay, tin could be run faster and harder, that's for sure. Copper seems to be fine. Why is tin slower? Is this process... This is 4 seconds crafting time. This one is 4 seconds crafting time. Maybe it's just because we have a whole lot banked up. And we have a pretty ready supply coming from up here as well. This one's now going, which is good. Okay. No, you're actually able to clear it as fast as you're filling up. Because... Why exactly? You've got 100 coming into here. Filters. Maybe you need some more filter frames. Let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. No, it's not the filter frames. The crystallizers are running as fast as they can. Is this process slower than the others? 4 seconds. 4 seconds? No, it's the same. It just appears to be a bit faster. Maybe. You need 24, right. Likewise. Oh, and we're also getting this input as well. Lead is dying, so what we need to do actually is reconnect this one. So that lead resumes, and in fact I'm going to disconnect the bobmonium. Right, that's where the rubite goes. How much of this do we have? We are almost out of space. Perhaps we can make that an iron chest. How does that help? That helps quite a lot. I don't know what we need the nickel ore for. let's have a look. Nickel. Nickel ore. Usage, we can make nickel ingots. That's it. Yellow metal catalyst at some point. Nickel ingots. Alright, what's their usage? Molten nickel. Molten bronze. We could potentially use some to make bronze. That might be what we end up having to do. Molten invar. And just nickel itself. Yeah, that's a long time away. Titanium. Another way of getting to iron. Right. The ones we can actually consider is just basically molten nickel until we can do advanced bronze smelting 2, which is probably worth doing. Alright, you can go into the list. We're a bit of distance away from that. Okay, this is filled up, this is filled up. These are running constantly. Can we make some more labs? I would like to, but we want to push our research. Make not enough ingredients. What are we missing? We are missing steel and circuits. Ooh. 200. Why can you not unload into there? Unsure. That should help. What's this? Green algae. You can go in there. I don't need it for anything. Possibly trying to get rid of this as well as getting rid of this is too much. I think, I'm not sure if I did this on camera or not either, but I changed this recipe because we have another box of this stuff. So this one is doing the advanced the advanced process as well, to try and ensure that our supply of charcoal is kept up, and it seems to be doing an admirable job. Let's just check power. It looks actually like power is struggling a bit. I guess therefore we're going to have to really shouldn't have looked at power, given how problematic it is every time we look. What are we missing? Iron. It's to be expected though, when you add stuff you constantly need to bump up your power. Maybe we want to those in fact, and then we're going to have to make sure that the charcoal and other thing productions is a mixture, which means these two may not actually be keeping up quite fast enough, but never mind. 2 boilers and 4 steam engines and power, of course. And extend this and inserters. Of course, we need more inserters. I see what the problem is. It's basically because this one, because they're all drawing off the near, it's letting charcoal go up here, which is undesirable. I know this seems like a bad idea. Just have to make sure that they can all stay fed. That's better. 21. Okay. Oh, robotics. What does that give you? Large robotic attack drone. I don't want those so much as that one. And we have to find out how we can deploy it. In spite of everything, it does appear that we need lights up here. And here. It's altogether dim. It's a little bit better. So in spite of these dual machines, the added advantage of the silicon coming in here, I don't even know if I really feel like I can push this science much further. But I do want to. What are we missing now? Steel. Much steel is in here. Should be enough for a lab. This is a far cry from normal games where, you know, you set up 20 labs. We did one lab all the way through Red Science, and perhaps 4 labs to get the bulk of the way through Green Science. And no, I don't think this little area is going to be enough for our science for the long term. Wow. You're just lead. How is lead actually going? Because that could be the next problem. Lead is still declining, so we're probably going to have to do the same thing for lead very soon. Not to mention that this is probably going to run out. I am a little bit surprised at how slow this is going. Do we just need more of these machines? Is there any actual hold up? You have a ton of the pulp. You actually have quite a bit of... Okay, so you need 2 paper, and you use it every 4 seconds. 2 paper every 4 seconds. You make 4 paper every 4 seconds. You use 2 paper every 4 seconds. So we can actually support 2 of these. Okay, let's do that. You are making, where's electronic stuff? You're making wooden boards, and so are you, and we are going to use you and you to achieve this. Now, can you actually accept the inputs from 2 machines? That's 2 paper, that's 4 paper every 4 seconds. You need 1 wooden board every second. So even now, you're waiting. Satisfaction is abysmal for some reason, probably because these guys have not kept up with the required demand. Why would that be? Okay, put you back in. You have enough stone. 100 of 100. Even up there. There's enough carbon dioxide. You actually have a heap of those. How much do you build each cycle? 50. Well, it doesn't look like that's a problem. Wow. Okay, algae farm Mark 1s, here we go. We need some more. Might as well just... Ah! Look, there's another island here. So the extra demand on the charcoal has severely reduced our total supply. Why are these guys struggling? May have to expand this whole area. Pipe. Actually, the cheapest way to do that is just to run a continuous line of iron, I think. So let's see if we can get some more iron. One, two, three, four, five. I don't even know what I'm counting up to, it doesn't really matter. Okay, and the mineralized water. Thank you. Come on, come on. Right. Power. And these guys probably need... They need one dedicated each. We might actually want to use these just to give ourselves a bit more room while we're crafting those boards. We should not need to. But last time I looked, we didn't actually have any left over. Actually, I'm going to come over here and steal them off here. Pipe. Oh, we've got tons. We don't actually need those. We do need these. That should give us enough room to put them down. You've got yours. One more. More iron. Let's see, in spite of this extra machine making use of the silicon, we are struggling because we can't handle this. Is what is causing us to struggle. Yeah, okay. We need you to go back up to this machine and even feed we just have to clear it so that these machines can resume. And this has to be able to continue this way. So that kind of overwhelmed the system here, it would appear. Why are you not making any more slag slurry? You don't have enough sulfuric acid. You don't have enough sulfuric acid because of what reason? You do not have enough sulfur dioxide gas. You do not have enough sulfur dioxide gas because your oxygen supply is not good. Your oxygen supply is not good because of what reason? Because this slot's not connected to it. Can I get the slot to connect to the slot? It depends. That really needs to go through along there. Can't though. You can go back to there. You're oxygen, aren't you? Now, we need one of those overflow valves. Top up, no. Overflow valve. If you have more than 80% in here, which we don't. Has that helped though? Has that got this moving again? Has that got this one moving again? Not really? Okay. Advanced electronics. Wow. In that case, we probably need to also tap in to the supply. And I think this one is already regulated, so I'm not going to touch it. You're going this way down to our sulfur dioxide. This plant appears to be moving again. You are waiting on a bit more. And now you've produced some. We have no power though, because we never finished this in a timely way. Okay. Oh no, I do need... hang on. Let's just use you there. We can get rid of that one. You... oh. Yeah. Power. Power poles. Maybe we have to do it that long way. Maybe these would be made a little bit faster. Okay, let's do a little bit of near and far kind of stuff. Make sure these guys can always deposit it where it's needed. Is this getting any better? No, it's not. Alright, the next thing we do is we grab a bunch of that and we donate some to these needy causes. hope that that gets these machines processing a little bit faster. Even if temporarily. If it's in the yellow, I think we'll recover. If it's in the red, I don't think it will. So, as we're in the red still, let's grab a bit more of this stuff. Let's get to the other end where there's none, and put some of that in, and put some of this in these ones. That is better. So actually we don't have enough power anyway. Okay, we need to extend this still further. Boilers. Boiler, steam engine. Some of this, and one of these guys. How is the water pressure at this point? That's not bad. Are we yellow? We are yellow. Going on amber. We're at this point, so are you going to burn out? Or are we slowly going to get slightly further along this line? It's a pretty close thing. Is there any reason we couldn't have another one of you? Another liquefier? Because you guys just can't go any faster, can you? The steam off one of these is not enough, clearly. That should be better. Okay, you guys can cope now. There's a build up here. Let's get another liquefier. Unless I already have one. I don't. Okay, liquefiers. Are you in here? Liquefiers, or are you in here? I think you're in that one. Filtration unit, crystallizer, burners, sorters. No, you're not in that one. Water treatment. You're not considered part of water treatment. Liquefier, electrolyzer, air filter, liquefier. There is a Mark II as well, but there's a bit of stuff there that we don't have yet. We need stone brick and we need iron. Stone brick. How about you get on with it? Do some more. And some iron. You'd think iron would recover, but it doesn't look like it has. Liquefier. It's yellow, isn't it? I don't actually want yellow belt. Just yet. Maybe I do want it, but not just yet. Poles. Do any of these have? Do any of these? No. Oh, there are some. Okay. That makes these poles easy to build. Pole. Okay. Two more inserters. Oh, and you drop off there. This has to do priority input from the right. And how's Steam doing? Steam is fine. Now we are not getting quite enough through. How far does this go? It still hasn't got right to the end. We could still do with more algae. Or is it another problem? Carbon dioxide is fine on both sides. Mineralized water is not fine. That's now what our problem is. Or crusher. Why do I even have this anymore? It was mainly to make stone to feed this. Seems to be kind of pointless. Can you handle stone faster? Yes. Faster than you're getting it? Yes, you can. Okay. You are going to cease to exist then. No, we need that water to continue. You're coming out. You need to contribute your stone. Then a bit of a mess, but we're going to do it anyway. Maybe one of you can be a near. Is that helping? Chemical plant. Are you operating? Yes. How is this going? You can put it on the near side. Doesn't really matter. Probably needs to. There's build up at the end here. We could probably do another one of these machines. Do the next advanced one? Yes, we can. How am I going for time? I'm over an hour. Good grief. Sorry about that, guys. We've run a little bit over time, but I didn't want to leave an issue like this. It's not enough belt. You need another wood machine, which needs more iron, of course. Wow. Iron has not recovered yet. So one thing quickly leads to another in this game. Alright, you can go there. Put that there. Can feed you out on this side. This is just in the way, so is that. Oh, of course, no room to pick that up. Might have to go this way just so it can go somewhere. In which case we need another underground. We need a bigger underground. Alright. That's just a temporary hack. You're actually struggling to get stuff out. Maybe not. And you're not running fully 100% of the time. This is stacking up, however, which would mean that we could go like so and put another furnace in, or this is only a chemical furnace. Can a chemical furnace be used in this recipe though? No, it cannot. It cannot. And you have to come down a bit further. And we need still more inserters. And we need more power. And you do have enough steam. Are we all running finally? No, we're not. We are still at less than, well, we're better than half, but not a lot better. Guys, we're going to have to leave it here. I think this calls for quite a bit more power expansion, so what I will probably do is exactly that, and probably build this out this way and extend up this way a bit further. We may even need to give ourselves a whole lot more room down here. Maybe make multiple of these sort of in the middle, so that They don't all have to wait to the very end, something like that. But we're way over time, so thanks for joining me for this one, and I'll catch you in the next. Bye bye for now.